This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. In news from the courts, 50-year-old Apostle Julian Johnson is out on a $1,000 bail after he appeared before a magistrate's court this morning. On Tuesday, the Apostle appeared before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt, charged with 1 count of intentional libel. According to court documents, while here in the capital during the month of March this year, the pastor of Sufficient Grace International Ministries recorded a video of himself accusing Commissioner of Police Paul Rolle of sexually assaulting female officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. He then posted the video to his social media platform via Facebook. The same posted with the intent to defame the character of Commissioner Rolle. Apostle Johnson pleaded not guilty. However, when asked if there was an objection to bail on yesterday, the prosecution requested that it be deferred considering she received the file minutes before the arraignment. The Apostle's attorney, Jomo Campbell, argued that Mr. Johnson had no previous offenses on his record and willingly turned himself in, charging that a deferral of a bail decision would be a pre-trial punishment. The Chief Magistrate, considering the prosecution's wish to review the file, transferred the bail decision to Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes, who this morning gave bail in the amount of $1,000 with 2 sureties. He adjourned the case to July 28th when Apostle Johnson returns for trial. In other news from the courts, 2 men charged with murder on Tuesday, 23-year-old Zenzel Rolle of Pine Yard Road, who was heard telling his mother not to cry as he was escorted into the magistrate's court. He appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes, charged with 1 count of murder. The particulars are that sometime on March 27th, while at New Providence and while being concerned with another, Rolle did by means of unlawful harm intentionally cause the death of Charles Williams. He was not required to enter a plea, bail was denied, and he returns to court on May 28, 2021 to be served with a voluntary bill of indictment or VBI. Until then, he was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Also facing the court on a separate matter was 19-year-old DeQuante Brown, seen in the black and gray striped shirt. He too faced Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes on 1 count of murder. The particulars are that on Thursday, March 25, 2021, while at New Providence, being concerned with others by means of unlawful harm, did intentionally and unlawfully cause the death of Carrero Duncombe. He too was not required to enter a plea to those charges and was remanded to B-Docks until May 28th when he returns for service of a VBI. 2 men wanted by police tonight for questioning in separate matters. Police this afternoon issuing wanted person posters for 28-year-old Michael Adderley of number 80 Graham Drive. Adderley is of a brown complexion and slim build. His height is not known at this time. He is wanted by the Criminal Investigation Department for questioning in connection with an armed robbery. And 37-year-old Michael Andrew Taylor of Mamie Corner, Grand Bahama or Central Pines, Abaco, he is wanted for questioning in connection with conspiracy to import dangerous drugs. He is of a dark brown complexion and heavy build. His height is also unknown at this time. He is wanted by the Drug Enforcement Unit. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of these men are asked to contact the police at 302-8430 or the nearest police station. The battle of whether the Bahamas government should embrace drilling for oil in Bahamian waters continues to rage on as the Bahamas Petroleum Company applies to the government for an extension on its license to drill. Our Jarino Saunders has the latest as local environmentalist groups keep on the pressure.
The Bahamas Petroleum Company is seeking to renew its oil drilling licenses. The company revealed as much last month. Well, on the heels of that information, environmentalist groups continue their dogged opposition to oil drilling in the Bahamas. When its 4-year license expires, PPC will seek a 3-year renewal. However, environmentalists are now encouraging the government to deny the request, noting that several cabinet ministers, including the Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, has gone on record publicly that they do not support oil drilling in the country. Kasarina McKinney-Lambert, an executive director of the Bahamas Reef Environment Education Foundation, or BREEF, which is a part of the group Our Islands, Our Future, reminds that there is still Supreme Court action and a judicial review pending, and no decisions should be made at this time.
It wouldn't make any sense to approve a renewal of the exploration licenses, given that there is a judicial review pending and that there are many questions that remain to be answered about the previous exploration period. We also have questions about the drilling of the Perseverance 1 well. We have yet to see a drilling report that outlines what took place.
Mrs. McKinney-Lambert says BPC's own statements reveal that Perseverance 1 well was filled with challenges. Environmentalists are also concerned that BPC is now considering partnering with another company and farming out its responsibility to drill to that company. That is worrying for the environmentalists.
We're very concerned about the idea of a farm-out operation. We still have lots of questions about the first exploratory drill that took place between December and February. According to BPC's own statements, there were problems with the drill. They dropped a piece of metal down the drill hole, and that cost a lot of additional money. We have yet to see the drilling report, and we think that that is something that absolutely needs to be closely scrutinized.
Most recently, the local environmentalists have produced a radio commercial to educate Bahamians about what is at stake and who will benefit most from oil drilling in Bahamian waters.
I think we need full transparency on what's going on. It's really important that the Bahamian public understands what agreement was signed in the past, and that the public has an opportunity to provide input on how we as a country choose to go forward. So we are concerned about issues of transparency and accountability. It's one of the reasons why groups are asking for the implementation of the Freedom of Information Act.
In February, Perseverance 1 exploratory well did not reveal oil in commercial quantities. However, BPC is encouraged that results indicated the presence of hydrocarbons, and this, together with renewed interest from potential joint venture partners, means that BPC is not giving up on finding oil in the Bahamas just yet. To date, BPC says it has invested more than $120 million. The cost to drill Perseverance 1 is estimated to be approximately $45 million. Jurino Saunders for Jcn News.
You're watching Jcn News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.